Genavatos, thanks again for tuning into yet another video. We are setting up the GoPro Hero 11. We're going to be doing the best settings to motovlog. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Alright, so let's go ahead and start getting into the settings. So the GoPro 11, once it's shipped, it comes out of the box in easy mode. So we would have to go ahead and turn that off. Easy mode, I believe it helps out with the quality of the video, and I believe it helps with the battery life. So once you go off of easy mode, then it basically gives you all of the control, of course. So let's go ahead and go into Pro, and if you've owned a GoPro for as many years as I have, then you should know what this kind of stuff includes. So now you can see we have unlocked the traditional GoPro settings right down here. Before, that wasn't available because it is an easy mode. So let's go ahead and click into that. Now you have a few options here. Now these options are from GoPro. So I normally add a new setting, but let's see. Here we go. So let's go ahead and add a new setting right over here. Preset, of course, we are doing a video. So let's go ahead, and now you have these options. All right, new presets. So that's how you get into this mode. If you guys want me to do that again, let's go ahead and do that again. Go into standard, click this top right button because you don't see the ad. So I guess they changed that and they moved that a little bit. So, and then you get to manage, and then you add a new preset. So let's go ahead and get into video. And now you can see we have all the traditional options that we've had, with previous different GoPros. So let's go and get the first one in. Of course, I typically shoot at 60K. at 60 frames per second. All right, enough rambling. 4K 60 frames per second. And if you guys see my unboxing, now you have this new, this new ratio, this new preset, which is 8.7, which is pretty neat. You have that 4.3, 8.7. It's a little bit, you have a taller sensor in this, but I usually always shoot at 16.9, and that just gives you that quality of of just production, just that wide. So let's go ahead and go into the wide lens. Let's go ahead and just hit that up to 16. So this is the Hero 11 new aspect ratio, this new super ultra wide angle viewpoint. So, but I'm not too sure if Hypersmooth 4.0 works with that, or 5.0. This is actually 5.0. So let's go ahead and go on to Hypersmooth. Let's see what happens. Hypersmooth 5.0, maximum video stability with dynamic cropping. So it is going to crop a little bit, but being on the motorcycle, motovlogging, the camera is on your helmet, so there is going to be some moving and bumping around. So this is auto boost, Hypersmooth on, boost, auto boost. So this is the max, and it looks like it still lets you select hyperview. So I wonder, so I'm guessing it's still shooting at hyperview lens with the slight crop. So duration, yeah, that's no limit. You would have to turn it off. Hindsight is basically if you wanted to record 10 to 20 or 30 seconds before you hit the record button. That may be something that you might want if you're just using it as a safety precaution, stuff like that. So this is the new option right here, the 10-bit color. That's pretty neat. I don't do color grading at all with the GoPro at all. I don't know how to do it. I wish I did. I wish I was a pro at color grading. But 10-bit would be you would hit yes if you wanted that. That's if you do, if you do post editing such as color grading, so I don't do that. Bitrate, just go to high. All right, bitrate, you want it at high. That's just, that's along with the colors, you get these little pixelations. Typically when it's the sky, it kind of just blends all the blues into a specific amount. If you want 4K footage and you have the bitrate low, it's not gonna look good. So you need to have the bitrate high. The shutter, you keep that auto, but you know what? I think it's fine. I think auto should be fine. Just overexposure, underexposure, I believe it should be fine. So let's go ahead and go into the white balance. I think the white balance, you want to set that, if you're doing, motovlogging, you probably want to set that at 5K. I wonder if I could go a little bit low. Does it give me, yeah, 5K, just mainly for daylight. Just a nice warm tone. The reason why you do that is your processor would change the tone depending on the greens and the blues. So you don't want, you don't really want that. It's just a preference thing. You'll notice it when you're making the videos, when you're editing the videos, how your greens will shift from time to time depending on what the image is capturing. So iOS 100, which is just fine. That's basically daylight. 100. That's daylight. So iOS Max 1600. That's in case you go into a overpass or something. Sharpness, I think medium should be fine. High, that's the same thing that I'm mentioning about your pixels. I believe sharpness it also contributes to your contrast. So I like contrast. I like the GoPro look. There's a lot of contrast. I do like that. Color. This is where you have that vibrant. This used to be called GoPro. So GoPro, I guess then they renamed it to vibrant. And that's just, it just gives you richer blues and richer greens. So if you're, like I said, if you're doing color grading, then you want this flat, of course. You want flat and you want 10-bit color. But like I said, I don't color grade or anything like that, so I'm going to leave that as is. Raw audio, that's a separate audio file that your GoPro, saves. So you have your video file, and then you have your raw audio file, and that's just an additional format for you to get in there and edit and fine tune it. So the good thing about the raw audio, you don't have to sync up the audio or anything like that. It starts at the same time you hit the record button, so you don't have to worry about syncing the audio or anything like that. It gives you a separate file. You could just match it up to when it starts. So that's up to you. Wind, I would set wind reduction to auto. The GoPro's pretty smart at recognizing when there's high frequency of sound. So let's go ahead. Shortcuts, zoom, right, upper. So this is just the little options when you have when you're at the home screen, where you could have the hyper boost, the slow mo. Those are the little bubbles on the left and the right where you could go in here and quickly change something. So lens, I guess that would be the hyper view, the super view, and the wide view. Zoom, I guess that's kind of the same thing. The upper left, that's the slow-mo. That'd be the frames per second, the ×8, the ×4. So shooting at 60 frames per second, I believe that's a ×2. You don't really see it when you're editing, but once you start slowing the footage, you'll have more frames, so it won't be skipping left and right. So yeah, it does make a difference, but you know what? You can leave it as is. And hyper smooth, that's another preset which we already turned on, so it's going to be turned on from the get-go. So let's go ahead and save. So now we are going to name this as bike presets. Go ahead and save that, and there it is. There's your bike preset. Like I said, here's the hyper view that I was telling you guys about earlier, where you have those options. See, 60K is ×2. So if you were to slow this down a little bit, you're shooting it at a higher frame rate. If you do this 8 times slow speed or 8 times speed, then you're shooting at a different quality. It's not going to be 4K because there are some limitations. So here we have standard, wide, hyper view. I believe this is by far the best options for that. So I mean, it's up to you guys. You guys can keep on messing around with these settings. I think this is pretty much the best out of the box. And if you wanna, like I said, if you want to color grade, if you want 10-bit color, that's what I like about this new system, is the 10-bit color. So now you could color grade if that's what you want to do, shoot flat. But out of the box, these are the best options, the best settings. You guys just stay out there, stay safe, don't believe everything you read, life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.